Hello everyone, this is Cookies and I've got turn 50. Let's go ahead and dive into it. And it's mostly more Calum aggression. We've got some man aggression in here as they mop up what's left of Tianqi. I think what we're looking for is maybe Tianqi's final sort of small army fighting. We'll see what happens though. Alright, we've got Call of the Winds. Alright. Fanligia? Calum attacking Tianqi. We got ghouls. I think these remotes are just a way to sort of claim territory quickly before the other players take too much. We've got Namor, another Call of the Winds. In Urstreth, we've got Man attacking Tianqi. A few Thralls. Oh, but also an Air Elemental. That'll do it. In the halls, this is probably too much PD. Alright. I mean, this is actually a fair amount of stuff TNG has got here. Alright. In Forest of Gila, got some birds. Walnut Woods. The large Calum army. In Rame, we've got smaller raiding force. All right, and then we get a bump in Ultima Tifia. So Calum comes into raid. And then Man also comes into raid. So clearly they haven't done like a full territory split. This guy's going to do an air elemental. Alright. In Tianqi. Sorry about that. Got some birds. A little mage here. Taking some abuse for the Holden attack rear. Let's see, they were out the archers. Okay. Honestly, I thought Calum might lose this one, but they pull it out. Let's see. Oh, it's here. They lose 20 Raven Guard. Caves of Mira. Yeah, not much home. We do get one raid from Tianqi in 0 cents. And then we've got Gold Crags. A few more birds. And then, all right, we have the Storming of Bountiful Land. Let's see if the Garthan army was here or if it swapped over to the capital or something. Okay, it is inside here. That said, a lot of the troops have deserted, probably because he doesn't have money. So it's mostly just the Sacreds now. Unless he split them out some time ago. And that was the army that was just rolling around. But yeah, this is the Grand Army of Agartha. We can take a look at the mage support, Alright, so we do have some death gems. It makes sense for Atlantis to gem bait that, but we'll see if he does it. In Sermiak, Man goes ahead and storms it. There's a mage here, but I'm not anticipating anything crazy. Wait a second. Thrice Horned Boar. Oh, okay, so it does gem bait the man army. So we've got Ravenous Swarm, we've got Hal, and that's pretty much all the gems sent in. Alright. It does lose one Magister Arcane, but that's fine. It's a Fort Storm. And then we've got 3 assassinations for Marignon. Or blood hunting in Battala, which is probably TNG Dominion. Walden, I forget where that is. And then we've got Bycliffe. Although this guy's a ninja. There we go, Frozen Heart. Alright, so in the underground, we did get a little bit of action. Calum cleared up this cave, got into this cave, and Man bounced off of the halls. So it's going to take a little bit of time for someone to get down here and crack the halls. But for the most part, TNG's on their way out. Felden Forest is under siege. Ufenred is under siege. Calum has gone around Coast Haven to kind of put a claim on Coast Haven. And then has Walnut Woods under siege and TNG under siege. So Calum trying to move very quickly to finish off TNG. So they have some, I guess, some like freedom of action the same way that Marignon does right now, because Marignon stopped. They did take Battala here. So this is that one of those assassinations. Here's the ninja. And where was the other one? I think I'm just blind for the other one. Oh, it's up here. So should probably have enough dominion after this turn that stops happening, especially on a throne. All right. So now what remains to be seen, I guess, is Agartha clearing up, or Atlanta's clearing up Agartha. Calum trying to clear up TNG. The TNG army is still here in Coast Haven. So it can be somewhat difficult to deal with. Looks like he just chose his most profitable province. Maybe he can come down here and try to bump the siege off of TNG and just kind of go back and forth. He won't be able to get to Walnut Woods in time, so that's probably lost. And then Man's also trying to clear up this section. I am curious if Marignon does intend to throne rush, but I have a hard time believing that they're going to get through the diplomatic stage without some sort of coalition by at least Calum and Atlantis. So I guess we'll have to see. But the army did stay in Battala, so it didn't make a move towards the Glen of Justice or towards Pustinia. Alright. So, yeah, I guess not a lot has changed for this particular turn. And yeah, might just call it here. Still just kind of waiting to see how the Diplo shakes up or shakes out now that second wars are winding down. So anticipate the Siege of Walnut Woods going well. And then there might be some difficulties for Calum around Coast Haven and Tianchi. I'm not sure if there's still an army in Felden Forest or Tianchi. I don't think so. So probably Man will have an okay time here. It is interesting that Man took this throne. So, or they haven't taken it yet. They still have to earn it. So that'll give them the Throne of the Artificer. Calum has the Throne of Death. I think that's their only throne. So they're still a long ways from victory. We've still got an Agarthan throne that isn't claimed, which is the Throne of Fortune. And then the Throne of Earth is the Indie throne. And then we've got the Throne of Dreams, which is also not claimed. And Marignon's on that. So maybe Marignon's trying not to show that they have 3 thrones, but surely the lobby knows. So it must indicate that they just don't want the scales. These gems are not worth the sloth level for Marignon. Because I can't see why they'd have any problems with the magic scale. So they just don't want to lose the production. Alright. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I am a little bit surprised that this is still indie, but I also understand the caution. No one wants to potentially lose an army going after the Monolith throne. Or a bunch of mages at this point, so it does make for a nice, pretty nice buffer zone between Atlantis and Marignon. Although Marignon does have sailing, so they can actually sail from this fort and hit here, and they can sail from this fort and hit all of this coastal stuff. Atlantis can just walk out of the water, so there's a little bit more room for interaction than it might otherwise look like. I'm still mostly... I still have a feeling, though, that Marignon's going to get at least 2v1'd. And I do think Man would join in to make it a 3v1. If it lets them grow a little bit more, maybe get this Citadel. Crystal Throne. Does Man have a glamour? I forget. A little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. I mean, that would break them into higher glamour. Yeah, because I could see Man wanting, maybe dipping down and getting like these, like 8 or 9 provinces at least. I could see Calum, I could see Calum trying to fight over this throne and this citadel, try to pick up gains down here. You can see Atlantis trying to get stuff around here, including Cetis. Maybe trying to isolate this throne. I mean, I think it would be a good coalition, but when it comes down to these final coalitions, it's often player relationships versus game state. So if Marignon does plan to rush it, if they start getting 3v1'd, I think they'll have to act very quickly. But we'll just have to see how it shakes out. There is a world where maybe Calum doesn't have a lot of great information on Atlantis. Maybe Marignon can convince Calum that Atlantis is the threat. But I don't think that'll be the case. They're the last big scaling blood power after Pyrene got knocked out early. So I think it's going to be hard for Marignon diplomatically. And whatever time they bought by giving a little bit of land to Man, I'm not sure if Man's going to stick with them when the time comes. All right. I think that's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.